Word of the day is legend. I love the meme, the man, the myth, the legend. So there is a distinct difference between legend, myth, and urban legend. And since we're writing an urban legend for this little mini project, let's make sure you know the difference. So legends, think of them as stories, but what makes it a legend specifically is it's a story that's popularly regarded as historical, but there might be parts of the story that are unauthenticated. So kind of think about it like there's a story that people keep telling over and over and over, which makes it legendary, but we're not sure what's true about the legend or not. Like, for example, we know that King Arthur was a real king way back in the day. But often what happens, right, when stories get retold over and over and over and over, it's almost like, how many of you have played the game Telephone, right, where you whisper the thing and they have to whisper it? Sometimes you'll get stuff, right, that gets changed the more it gets told. And sometimes stories get bigger and less believable. I'm going to make sure you're focusing. So, like King Arthur, there's the Knights of the Round Table. They probably really did exist. But then there's a lot of, like, the magic stuff, right? You have Merlin, and you have the sword and the stone. That's all the same legend, right? You have the Lady of the Lake and Guinevere. Some of these people really did exist, but that's what makes it a legend specifically. We don't know what's real or not. What's the unauthenticated part of it? Same with, like, Aladdin was based, at least partially, on the legend of Ali Baba and the 40 Thieves. You've got Blackbeard the pirate, who really did exist, but again, like the story as it was retold kind of gets bigger and more crazy as it goes along, right? Same, there's plenty of evidence of just like what's slowly happening right now with global warming as water levels rise. Sometimes you'll have coastal towns that do start going underwater. And so that's probably, if you think about it, like the reality of what happened to Atlantis, but then it got way blown out of proportion, and then there's like stuff that's not true about that legend. But there's evidence of things that have ended up underwater that used to be above, right? Same with Robin Hood is a legend specifically, and not a myth, and not an urban legend. Robin Hood did exist and probably really did help the poor, but there's parts of it that have been kind of blown out of proportion. So hopefully that makes sense. That's what makes it a legend, right? We're not sure what's the real part or not. What did you want to add? No, that one is like, they took it and they made it really silly, but it is really fun. And again, like this first sentence is a good way of thinking about legends. They're based in reality, but they're exaggerated. So we are going to be writing an urban legend specifically, which we'll talk more about in just a minute. But if you look at the synonyms and the sentence, urban legends are different than legends. That even though it has the word legend in it, it's very different. Think about urban legends. They're basically a rumor in story form. So they really are pretty unconnected to legends as we see them here. They are really more of a rumor, okay? But let's watch. My little video today is not about legends. It's about urban legends specifically. Like this one is pretty crazy. Especially like if you live in the South, there's lots of real things that happen with like animals getting into the sewer system. This is an urban legend. This is not real. This would never happen. But there are sometimes like people who live in the South, sometimes they will have a snake who have crawled up like through the drain. Stuff like that does happen. But we're going to watch about urban legends specifically to help you start transitioning from legend to this project. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yep, it happens. It's not as common in Utah, that's for sure. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, like rumors in story form. Exactly. Yep. So let's watch a couple of examples of urban legends so that you can start thinking about our project. You should be turning in your vocab chart. Okay, we're gonna watch the first three.
Much like the mighty phoenix, some urban legends just won't die.
Let's talk about that.
Okay. Which one? Yes. Yeah, that's a good one. Sorry, I should give people a minute. Sorry. Let's share a couple of our examples. So Max just said, can I put an urban legend instead of a legend for the U try box, which is totally fine. What was your example you were going to put? Yep. And then Mac, you just said a good one. Yeah. And like often you'll see that happen where a historical person gets fictionalized, right? So like the movie Pocahontas got changed quite a bit. But yeah, she probably really did live. Yeah. Yes, and those are ones that I think are good, that they kind of blur the line of, is it more of a legend or a myth or an urban legend? So yeah, but still good example for today. Great. Yeah, Paul Bunyan is a legend. Good. Okay.
Good mythical morning.
Welcome back, mythical beasts. It's season 7. That's a prime number.
I am so glad to be back, and I'm glad.
Okay, they're going to talk about urban legends.
You should never touch a baby bird if it falls out of the nest, because if it falls out of the nest and you touch it, the mama bird will smell human on it and will abandon the baby bird and it will die.
Now,
remember, urban legends are those rumors in story form. Now, I grew up right next to the Tracy Aviary, so I heard this urban legend a lot. Did any of you grow up hearing this one, that you can't touch baby birds because their moms will abandon them? Okay, so they're gonna like myth bust this.
I've definitely
basically
heard this, and I've shied away from many a baby bird for that reason and for another reason. I'm afraid of baby birds. They're freakish looking.
That's not what this is about.
They're featherless.
This isn't about your fear. This is about the fact that my mom and your mom and everybody else's mom told them that don't touch the baby bird.
All right,
You can touch that.
I'm cool with that.
You can touch that baby bird all you want. You probably shouldn't for other reasons, like disease. But birds can't smell, man. They don't have olfactory senses that can sense human.
It's just 2 holes in a beak.
It's just holes in a beak, man.
You know,
how well does that work?
How could human get in there?
For real,
That's
for serious, they can't smell human. You probably shouldn't touch them, because when they get out of the nest, they've been pushed out of the nest by the mother, most likely, so they can learn to fly on their own. So you should probably stay away. But you can touch them just a little bit. Just touch them a little bit on the beak. The mama doesn't care, okay?
Okay, I got another one here. I went to New York one time. Well, I've been many times, but one time I went up in the Empire State Building to the top, and you were there.
But we went together.
What? Yeah, it wasn't like, whoa, Rich, you're up here too.
You made it seem like it was a happenstance.
Yeah.
What are the chances?
Yeah, like I just
forgot what you look like.
It's like it was a dream.
Like
I got up there and you were there.
It was a trip.
No,
it
was
together.
just a trip. And I remember thinking when I got up there, if I had a penny and I threw it off, it could kill a person. Because for some reason, that's the thing that people talk about.
Has anybody heard that one? Yeah, this is definitely one of those typical rumors that gets thrown around.
This little bronze thing, a penny, killing people when going off of the Empire State Building.
That's definitely true. You shouldn't throw it off the top, because it hits somebody's head and go through it just like a bullet.
Now, unless you watch Mythbusters, and if you have, don't be saying in the comments, Mythbusters, blah, blah, blah. Just leave that out of this. If you haven't seen that, then at this point you're thinking, it's feasible. Now, I'll give you the fact right now. 1,250 feet tall, you throw a penny off of that thing, it's going to reach a maximum velocity of 190 miles per hour.
Hey, man,
that's pretty fast.
And that seems like it could kill you. It just cut through you like butter. The fact is, it cannot. It will not. It will hurt a little bit, but it will not come anywhere close to killing you. Just as a point of reference, an average bullet goes at 1,700 miles per hour.
It goes at 1,700 miles
That thing goes.
per hour?
Yeah. What do you mean? Yeah, of course it goes. So throw as many pennies as you want off the Empire State Building.
That's littering.
Don't throw anything that's more bullet-shaped or anything that's going to reach a higher terminal
Don't throw
velocity.
anything off.
Don't throw anything off. You're right. It's
But if you do-
selfish. It's stupid. That's what the scientists say.
How about
Don't
this one?
throw anything off. It's selfish and it's stupid.
How about this one? You know that daddy longlegs spider? It's actually the most poisonous spider in the world, but its fangs
I was terrified of daddy longlegs because of this urban legend growing up. Anybody hear this one? This is another, I feel like, really common one. Yep.
so little that it can't
Here comes
bite
more
you.
science.
Or I've heard that its mouth is so small it can't bite you. I've heard that.
Pretty much what I said, but a little bit different.
Right. And I want this to be true. So
It's wrong! As a matter of fact, the daddy longlegs, also known as the harvestman, is not venomous. You can eat that thing all you want. You can fry it up. You can eat it raw.
I don't know
There's
why
no
like,
venom.
that's the reaction. Like, it is not venomous.